Alright, since I've got these coils, figured this would be kind of a cool demonstration. So just got this signal generator coming out here, and I've got the positive hook to the bottom of this one coil here. See, it's lighting up. Top of it just got an LED. I've just got the positive leg hooked to the top of the coil. It's poking out. And I've got another similar-ish coil with some top load on it with the same type of deal, but in reverse, where I've got some LEDs on the bottom, and then the other end I've got to this ground lead right here. So basically right now it's actually tuned way too low, and bringing my hand and actually gets it in tune. So I think this one wants about like 4.5. So you know, even if I just move my arm a little bit closer, it affects it. So let's see. Okay, something like 4.49 apparently is what it likes. So 4.49 megahertz. I've got a 20 volt sine wave, you know, with just the one wire. That's how that works. So that's where that's resonant at. I would say that's pretty damn dead on to the natural resonant frequency of this coil. And this coil's, you know, close enough, and could probably get that. You know, it's got fewer windings, so I'm trying to drop the frequency. I can actually get those lights brighter by kind of moving my hand closer like that, right? You know, let's say if I add another LED, it doesn't actually light in both directions. Only lights in that direction. And then by adding that load, it detunes it. So I'd actually have to move my hand closer or tune it a little better. Anyway, yeah, it's kind of cool. So I kind of feel like, you know, you don't actually have to. That's just the easy way to see. It's like, okay, well, this thing's got to be resonant at that frequency. But it's also able to, you know, transmit fairly well. It's pretty cool. Move them, let me see, move them back pretty super damn far. I can still, whoops, tune this guy. And of course, you know, it's hard to tell on camera, but of course the red LED on the transmitter, I guess you could say, is like waning a little bit as I do this because it's transferring through that coupling. But yeah, you could say the LED on the receiving end over here going to ground, where it's completing the circuit, is way brighter than that little red one. I mean, you know, it's a little bit bright, but I'm gonna point directly at it as I load this receiver with my hand. Of course, now you can see the how it actually is coupled. It's not magic. Whoops. Same situation. Gigantic coil in comparison to the other one. And it's going to have a much lower frequency, resonant frequency. So this time I've actually put fluorescent on top. Right now it's at like 320. If I move my hand to adjust it, see if L comes on. Same situation. I've just got one wire. Hold it up. You know, the positive to the bottom. Obviously, you know, the negative is just hanging. It's just how it works. And this coil down here that I was using earlier even lights up when I get this one resonant, because it's just putting out such a damn big field. It's picking it up enough to light those LEDs at least. But I'll bump this up to actual resonant frequency. So I want to hit about 370. See if I can fine tune that. So about 365. I really can't get close at all. All right, so 368, let's say. 368. That lights up. Of course, this guy lights up. I don't know, probably light up pretty damn far away. And again, I can sort of tune him right. But oh, LEDs came off, or they came off the ground rather. You see that needs the ground for those that light like that. But anyway, same deal, much lower frequency. It's not so much a megahertz thing. It's just we're in the hundreds of kilohertz. Just it's in resonance, So it's pretty cool. But this is a fixed frequency kind of deal, and signal generator, is putting out very low power. Literally just the one wire connected anyway.